It's the Mead for Metal podcast.
Can you get pop for a cover or a remix?
Well, it would have been better if we'd have done the original, but it would have certainly popped really quick.
Yeah, then Russia wouldn't be able to hear our podcast.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't hate it. So I don't know what that says about me that you guys really don't like it. And I'm like, I kind of like it.
I think you probably need to go back and listen to Black Stallion. Actually, I need to probably go back and listen to it again because I was expecting it to be fucking amazing, and it came in really, really well under my expectations.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think my expectation was just really... Because, I mean, that's my favorite fucking album of theirs.
Yeah.
And I had... Even though it's a remix, I was like, this has got to be good. I mean, Mike Shinoda's on it. That dude knows how to remix shit.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a remix Linkin Park shit.
Well, yeah. But, you know, hey, the original's still there. That's all that fucking matters.
Well, yeah. And that's the other thing, too, because if you're angry, you want to throw on White Pony and fuck it, just crank that thing to 11 and let your roommates listen to it.
I call that a Tuesday. No, I'm fucking here on Tuesday. Shit, what am I saying?
Well, as you might have been able to tell, Krista is back.
We got a lady.
Woo!
After bouncing all over the place. You'd said you were going to be gone like almost all of July. It turned out you were in a few times in July. It's actually it carried over way into August further than I thought.
It did. So. But I am back for good now.
Gotcha.
So
how was your excursions?
They were good. It really felt like I stepped outside of space and time for like a month.
Man,
which is
that's
nice.
That's some shit I would love to do.
It's really nice. Like 10 out of 10, highly recommend. You can make it happen.
The pressure of society.
Yeah.
Is fucking exhausting me.
It is. And don't get me wrong, traveling is hard, especially when you're doing a lot of driving. But, like, I don't know. I literally was just, like, kind of existing in a space where I wasn't expected to do anything for a little while. And it was really nice.
I would love that shit for a while. My problem is I can't wish for that because that means that if karma goes, yeah, you know what? Yeah, all right, motherfucker. Go ahead. You're now fired. Now you have all the time in the world.
Yeah, that's not what you mean.
But nonetheless, able to still pay bills and fucking still be able to clear your headspace, that's a win.
Absolutely.
Oh, that sounds great.
It's really nice.
I want to do that. I want to
but
go
now
on
I
vacation.
get to go be neurotic in nursing school again. So, I'm really pumped. Super excited.
Joy of joy.
Fun times. Well, Mead for Metal podcast, get together, talk about, I don't know, sometimes Mead, sometimes metal. I think we should talk about Mead.
Well,
yeah,
it's a dawning of an old age that's just been gone for a while. We got bottles.
Woo!
For the first time, well, now we'd bottled a batch of Troublemaker. We had bottled a batch of Holly King in 2020, post-pandemic. Neither of those got labeled because the fucking print shop, everything was shut down. You know, we could have capped them, but without a label, and it looks a little fucking silly.
Just high-end hooch.
It's like a lady coming in wearing a fucking construction worker's hard hat and no clothes. It's like, I like it, but it's weird. Right?
I was thinking like a tube top and no bottoms.
Yeah. I mean.
Well, like how I go out.
That's right. That's how I check the mail every morning. And I have to walk about a quarter mile if I'm walking.
But it's, I don't know. So we were able to finally, for the first time since 2019, bottle and label and shrink, put the caps on an entire 24-bottle batch. A 24-bottle batch, which I don't think we've had since 2015 or 16. Mm-hmm.
When we actively, made the calculations.
Trying to make sure that we had exactly. Because realistically, about 5 gallons, you should, if you are topped out 5 gallons to the fucking brim, you can get 24 bottles.
Okay.
750 milliliters. Generally, though, there's a lot of trash and everything else. You're going to lose about 2 or 3 bottles, honestly.
Absolutely.
In terms of racking it, to clarify, to keep it clear and everything else. Now, while we did this last time, we'd already had another clear batch that was just a vanilla batch, just nothing to it, just a straight mead, and we topped it off. And then let it sit for 3 months, topped off, and then that's when we bought it.
Nice. Okay, I'm here for it.
So that's it. So we got 24 because we fucking wanted 24.
Yeah, you worked it. That's great. I can't wait. I already bought a bottle.
Yeah, we're almost already closing in on the halfway mark, and we just did this shit. 24 hours ago? Not even quite 24.
The ladies were dressed yesterday.
Yeah,
and ready for their debut.
Yeah. And I knew it'd go pretty quick too, so I went immediately and jumped on 2.
Yeah.
Because like, I better act now.
I bought 3.
Yeah. But it'll go. It'll go.
Shit, it's going.
Well, and especially because the fact too is we got too many people who like to drink our mead a very specific way. And that's the way that you two fuckers drink.
By the bottle.
The right way.
Yeah, I was like, I can't do it this weekend, but I'm already like, what does my weekend look like next weekend? Can I carve out an evening? Because like
Yes.
I did a wine drunk evening 2 weekends ago. Wine drunk evenings are good for me because I'm usually really happy and then I'm really sad and I do some cathartic things like, crying. And then, we go about our business. But like.
Well, if you drink a lot of heavy reds, alcohol, the ABV, very similar to mead.
Yeah, and that makes sense. It was, I did white and red that evening.
Because whites are generally 2 or 3 percentage points below red.
Yes.
But, and our shit usually comes in. It depends on what we're doing, too. Our troublemakers always knock on the door of 16, 17, maybe even 18.
Y'all's is higher than wine for sure. Not
We're
very
knocking at the
much.
door. Port wine.
This straight batch one, it's like 13%.
It'll be a little lower.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I'm okay with that. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, troublemaker, we can get that yeast mortality up to almost 18%.
Yeah,
That's
shit
pretty
fucks.
crazy.
I've done a whole bottle of troublemaker and I was fucked up.
Well,
It's
and
a
good
good day.
news, that is the next batch we're going to do.
Yay,
So
my favorite.
that
It's
one's
usually
coming.
around the holidays
It's-
too, so
yeah,
it's
well,
perfect because
it'll
I'm
be-
just home drunk.
it will be after Thanksgiving, but it'll be before Christmas. That's
Cool.
what we're aiming
I'm
for.
here
so.
for that.
Yeah, I know for the uninitiated, our troublemaker batches are spiced mead, pretty heavy on cinnamon and clove and all of the flavors of the Christmas
It
season.
makes such
right?
a good mold mead. I throw
Without
some
any of the
cranberries.
altercations with
OJ.
relatives.
Yes.
Oh, and Brandon actually brought that up with me one year. He said, "Dude, we got to warm that up and see what it's about." And I thought, that sounds fucking terrible.
Oh, I loved
it.
it.
Actually, it's amazing.
I loved it warm.
That shit. It's like I could have this in
I
ice cream.
literally was
Yeah.
I loved it so much. I
And
was
it's
so
like
thrilled.
what sugar is left is at the front when you
Yeah,
warm it up.
it was really
and it
wonderful.
really makes it taste like a nice little warm fucking
Oh, it's yeah.
bevy.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I
Get
gotta
that
stop
shit over
smoking
us.
this
it
thing.
is
What
a
am I doing?
delight for
Get that
the,
shit right
the
over
taste
some
buds.
vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, I never thought about that, but absolutely.
Yeah, Brandon's got a new toy this week, by the way.
Oh.
I do. Oh. Oh, yeah. It's weed.
Oh, I was like, what kind of toy?
I was like, what do I got? How'd you know I got that bug plug?
The thing you just said,
I'm
I've got to
literally
put this
a
thing down.
huge pervert.
I-
My mind immediately went to a sex
It's why
toy,
I
so
don't
here we
buy
are.
vape cartridges because they're just so fucking easy.
You just
But
get
when
stoned too
it's
much, right?
free, it's fine.
Yeah, one of the perks of the business, I guess. But
Yeah.
so taking pulls on a pretty
That's right.
special little cartridge there.
Brought to you by the good people at Ghost Pharmaceuticals, the finest in druggery. No, they're legit.
Skullduggery.
They're legit. And it's fine. Like I said, I'm not spending $100 on anything weed related
Hell fucking
unless it's
no.
like a contraption.
Yeah.
Now, I found a contraption. I didn't mean to transition from
No,
freaking
you're
mead
good.
to weed. But
No, we don't need to
What-
hang on to it. I've been told it's like, what is it, the Weed for Metal podcast?
well, it
Oh,
should be,
well.
goddammit.
Sorry that all three of us.
That's the one I do
are-
on a Wednesday.
We partake a lot, so. Sorry,
Would
not sorry.
you use a bong that used a laser to light your
what
weed?
the fuck?
Yeah.
This is like some James Bond villain shit.
Okay.
I'm telling you,
Good
dude.
on that.
I stumbled across a video, and then I watched reviews. It's about $300 for a portable version,
No, thank you.
and it's this
Well,
blue.
some frickin' lasers.
It's a blue laser
Laser.
that that fires up your weed.
Light your jazz cigarettes.
Does it light it above the level of combustion?
I didn't do that. Much
Probably just
research.
smolder
Ah.
because that's what you ideally want.
Yeah,
Because
And
that's
it-
my thing. I'm like, oh, so are you basically cutting out the, or
Well, yeah, there's
minimizing
no-
combustible material being breathed in?
I think it probably preserves flavor
Okay.
since you're not like actively burning it with butane
Sure.
or anything
we
like
had
that.
a device here. Well, it's still here probably. I don't know, from 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, that
And
dryer vaporizer?
And it would, and you set the temperature on it, and you wait, and it'll fucking ding you when it's ready, when it hits that heat threshold, and that's when it's ready for you to get a pull.
Okay.
But it doesn't set it aflame; it
Right.
smolders
It vapes it.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like a hookah for weed. You don't need
Interesting.
charcoal. But I upgraded the one. I bought one of those about $100. But I had like $50 in tips that day, so I was like, I'm getting it half off of half off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I haven't used that thing in like a fucking 4 weeks, dude. I need to fucking stop just buying these toys.
Yeah, just stick with
because
what
I
yeah.
usually just give them away.
Exactly. You just go back to what you know.
I'm like, here you go, Austin.
People really do try to make me do other stuff, and I'm like, nah, I'm just going to stick with my
people are
pipe.
kind of weird with that. It's like if you tell people you love one thing, they're going to do their ass level best to try to get you onto their
try
thing.
Something else. Which
But-
I guess is fair. I'm okay with people sharing what they like with me, but I probably am not going to change.
Yeah.
I've been
Well,
doing it
and
this
I've
way.
got like a lung situation I think I've talked about on the show before. I could probably smoke vapes, probably, but why?
It's best that you avoid it.
I don't even like I don't really like, the head high once in a while off of
It's
flour is
nice.
great. But, man, largely put that shit right through my liver.
yeah, that's
You
fair.
know.
Yeah.
That tormented, gray, fucking wrinkled piece of organic material that sits somewhere just behind my stomach.
I like to think mine has a big Superman logo on it, but I know it doesn't.
I'm curious what y'all's look like. I'm actually curious what mine looks like too.
I wouldn't.
I'm not-
Actually, I wouldn't
I'm
want to
not-
know.
I'm not
I
that
really want
curious.
to know. I'm really weird. I know we're all at some point of like decay.
Oh, yeah.
In some stage of cirrhosis because of.
I don't
the
know.
amount that we drink.
I've actually dialed it back since like I feel like I'm no longer at my peak drinking.
I don't drink as much hard liquor as I
Me
used
neither.
to.
I don't drink it at all, really.
No, I do once in a while. I almost killed a bottle of Jack the other day. So,
Well, you were on vacay. That was vacay, Kev.
well, that was lemonade, Kev. Yeah.
Lemonade and Yak Daniels. Yeah, I cut out hard liquor, and I mean, shit, I can have a couple bevies before a night of work and
I
feel pretty good.
That's the conundrum, though. Is I really, really probably need to drink hard liquor more and not beer because, goddamn, I'm turning into a fat shit.
Gooble gobble one of us, motherfucker.
I find that I feel more like bloated and inflamed when I do more like beer or like malt beverages, like I'm doing now.
I should probably actually just cut myself down to like no alcohol and just celebrate life like John Denver.
I guess I think some alcohol. Is
what?
like,
By crashing
I
a
was
plane
like,
on the side of a mountain.
I'm like I don't even know who that is. So here I am.
There are better
like,
ways to die.
Let's not do that. Let's maybe do. Something
I think I actually
else.
met Rocky Mountain High.
Okay.
Yeah, getting stoned is good too.
Yeah, I like doing all of it.
Yeah, that's fair, man. I do too.
It's what keeps me nice and level.
Yeah, I feel that.
Although, man, there was this, and then I swear this is the last weed story, but it actually like it involves me and not just like product brought to you by.
By the way, today's podcast brought to you by Rattlesnake Cable Company, Missoula, Montana. Making them right there on site and sending them out to you and getting shit around this country in just a matter of a couple of days through USPS like it's some kind of magic.
Bringing joy to birthday boys.
Oh my.
Happy birthday, girl.
And like, I bought this edible, right? It was like 1,000 milligrams.
Oh god.
And it was a gold bar. It was basically a tangerine gummy that had gold luster on it, like edible gold does.
Oh, all right.
And I was like, cool. I bought it more as like 1,000 milligram right there in this little tiny 2.5-inch bar.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And I mean, I hate to say it, but I know it sounds like it's about to be a glowing review because I love weed. This is a thank you very much. This is a negative review.
Oh, all right.
So because there's no way to dose this thing.
No, how do you cut that down?
Could
You said it's 2.5 inches, so could you even cut it in half?
I cut it, well, not even, I cut it, I slivered just a little bit off the
Okay,
edge.
that's
after
fair.
I got all the gold shit off my fingers
Oh, okay.
and plopped it down. Showed it to Kev, like, does that look like a 50 to you? Of course, we were already high. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, on 1,000 brick. I
Yeah,
have no
I don't.
idea.
No.
Especially something because when that's it needs to be bigger, like a larger size, so you can dose it appropriately.
Yeah. No one should buy 1,000 milligram single edible.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
But I took it, and it was bitter, which immediately my brain's like, you got more to that medicine than you thought, motherfucker.
No.
And I was like, okay, all right, well, let's see what happens. Man, it destroyed me. And not in a good way. Like, it fucking basically made me angry. Now, not to say I wasn't already angry, but it was just at life. And it was anger in general. I don't know what it did. I feel like I probably had about 250 milligrams right off the bat.
oh,
Yeah, but
that would literally like flat. I would go goodbye, good night. Like y'all would just not see me after about a half hour. I would just go to bed.
Yeah,
like I can't.
But after that, like and then I woke up and I had a weed hangover. I don't normally have those either. I immediately took that fucking thing and threw it in the garbage can.
Oh shit! You hated it that much.
I threw it away.
Anytime I get more than over a course of an evening, anytime I get more than 60 milligrams, yeah, I'm gonna push through because that's what I do. But I will fall down and fucking sometimes hurt myself. I mean, I've
right.
my medicine.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, don't buy any gold shit from your dispos. Leave it be.
There you go.
Leave it the fuck alone.
Leave
Get
that
your
shit,
chocolate
leave
bars.
that shit to Willy Wonka.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Sure.
Fucking
fingers.
Yeah, weird thing there. Now, God, I got to go way back to right after the pandemic started. There was a guy I'd use at Sweetwater. I actually talked shit about him because he stopped reaching out or whatever, and he's one of the salesmen and everything else. It turns out, motherfucker got promoted.
Oh.
And he's like the head of some fucking department now or whatever. He's like
that's nice.
Apparently really, really shit hot. The guy I was supposed to be angry at was this other guy, and I'm not going to mention his name either.
Rhymes with Hogan?
No.
Or is that the other guy?
No, I'm talking
That's
about the guy before. Yeah. The
can't remember his name.
Yeah, this dude never reached out. He reached out once, say, "Hey, I'm your sales guy, by the way." Said they added you to my list 6 months ago or something like that. I was like, why are you waiting a half a year to get a hold of me? You know, and it's not like I'm just buying guitar strings. I mean, I'm an asshole connoisseur of expensive fucking guitars.
You have a credit line with these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know, and every time I tried to communicate, the only way this guy wanted to communicate, the only way was over email. Didn't want fucking phone calls. Did not.
Yeah, introvert.
Well, I don't know, but so anyway, I was stuck with this cocksucker about a year ago. I told him, I said, "Yeah, how about that Doug Pinnick Schecter 12-string bass? Doug Pinnick, it's his signature. He's the front man for King's X."
Okay.
And guy's like, "Yeah, well," he said, they're on back order. He said, supply chain issues, blah 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 blah. But it'll be in a few months. He said, "Are you interested?" And I said, "Yeah, I am." Well, and then I never heard shit from this guy. Nothing. I went by like 2 months and then finally said, fuck this idiot. Okay. I reached out to Sweetwater, got a new salesperson who's been fucking just pretty great. Dude by the name of Logan. I will name drop him.
Yeah, that's one that rhymes with Hogan and Rogan.
Yeah, that guy's great. From day one, fucking immediately. Guess what he does? He reaches out once in a while, checks in, makes sure I'm good with everything, because that's how you get repeat sales.
Right.
Not sitting around with your thumb up your ass waiting for fucking people to go, God damn it, I guess I got to call them.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's not great. But anyway, I'm happy now. But sure as shit, I got an email from Logan and the guy from last year. Both wanted to know. It's like, hey, these bases are in. You said you wanted one. You still want it? Yeah. Shit, send it. And and so it came in earlier this week. And
Fingers ain't been the same since.
No. Well, it's not as bad as I was afraid it was going to be. Because you think laying down 12 strings. Well, but they're all triads. It's 4 triads. The biggest pain in the ass is I have very small fingers, or medium fingers. I don't know. But, man, trying to lay down, it feels like I need much bigger hands than I've got in order to be able to just lay down single note. To do actually fifths and sixths. I mean, to get some reach on them and some pressure down. That's a bit of a pain in the ass. But, man, just like playing funk bass, it is fun. And it's not really fucking up my fingers as bad. Which also tells me probably a lot of my guitar playing has probably helped out a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're already callous.
If I'm wanting to destroy myself, I just play that mandolin for about half an hour.
Exactly.
It's got cheese slicers on it.
Yeah, I've seen.
We'll find a nerve in there somewhere.
So, Krista, were you on when we were talking about shitting in the dark?
I was not on, but I listened to. I've listened to both podcasts.
Uh-oh.
So shitting in the dark, your thoughts?
I'm gonna say no.
Let's do the weird scale. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being and 5 being what the fuck, where is shitting in the dark with the door open, knowing there are other people in your abode?
So if it was just in the dark, I would only say maybe like a 2. But since we are leaving the door open,
Yeah.
That's a minimum of a 3, maybe a 4.
Yeah.
Now, I have to be honest. I've been in locations where I know there have been other people, and I've left it it's been nighttime. Like I've gone pee in the dark and left the door
I'm a
cracked.
dude. I will piss right there. Now, not at work. We do have somebody that does pop into our business once in a while and does not shut the door. It's the weirdest thing to me, but hey, whatever.
God damn.
Yeah, that's a bit too much. But okay, here's an example. I was just staying with my family in a big house. All of us were,
Yeah.
and I was in a conjoining room with my mom and her husband, and we were sharing it was conjoined with a bathroom in the middle.
I think you mean adjoined, but yes.
Adjoined. Sorry, thank you, adjoined. Not good.
Well, you had another cabin growing out of that cabin?
Wow. Bathroom inception.
Well, anyway, so there was one night where their door to the bathroom was closed, not locked, and there's a commode, and I left the commode room open with no lights on to pee,
Yeah.
but not.
Taking a shit
Not
seems like
to
that's.
poop. I would not
You
do
have to
that.
have some respect for your bowels, right?
Yeah, I just can't with it. And then I'm sorry, but how do you see to facilitate wiping? I just feel like you need to be
Do it
able
all
to
by
make sure.
the echolocation.
I guess I just feel like.
I believe my O-ring is somewhere around here. Boop, boop, boop,
Well,
boop,
I think
boop, boop, boop.
that part's fine, but how do you verify that you're nice and clean? Because it's
You
not
don't.
like we
You
have.
just grind it, right? Just grind it until it's painful.
When it's
gotta
raw,
be gone.
it's clean.
Okay then. So anyway, yeah. I'm sorry you experienced that. I feel like that's pretty traumatizing.
So I thought of other fun things involving taking a shit and things of how weird is it on the weirdness scale.
Okay.
1 being not much, 5 being very weird.
Okay.
And this is, some people keep literature in their bathrooms. Matter of fact,
Oh, yeah.
some people even joke and call it their reading room.
Yeah.
I have a sister that can't hit a number 2 unless she has something to read. Legitimately, I've gone. We were goddamn. It's a long story, but short side of it is, we had to hand her a can of peaches to read because she had to shit.
Oh, holy shit! That extreme.
That extreme.
That's a little weird.
Now, so here's the weird one. You go to somebody's house, you're hanging out, having a good old time. You go to their bathroom to, drop deuce, and there's a cookbook on the tank.
I don't
don't
think
know.
it's that weird. I guess it's strange to me that you wouldn't want to read something that actually gives you knowledge. You know what I mean? If you're
Something that's why you're there in the first place, right? To me, it seems a little weird.
It's look, if I were one of those kinds of poopers, which I'm not, I would not choose a cookbook. But I guess whatever the fuck works for you.
Anything is food related seems off the table.
It
to
is
me.
a little strange. I don't know. For
I
me,
give it around a 2.5, maybe
at
3,
least
but it does bother me a
It's
little.
a 2 to a 3. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I've heard of worse things.
What, like a Betty Crocker cookbook? Or?
Yeah.
You mean like a legit
Sure.
recipe for I don't know, southern southern living.
I don't know. Even
nonsense.
America's Test Kitchen magazines,
Sure,
maybe. I don't know.
Absolutely.
It depends. If it's 50 ways to cook a human, then I'm more.
Well, that's weird for a different reason.
Yeah, there's other things.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to other weird things having to do with the weirdness scale and
Of
having to
poop.
shit.
Poop.
Poop.
Yeah.
How about this one? Couples where one will go ahead and slide into a nice warm bath and, to try to, clear themselves. And they're okay with the spouse coming in and taking a shit while they're enjoying the luxury of a bubble bath.
No, thank you.
That, to me, that is like a 4.5.
Is that like
on
a
the
real
weird scale.
thing?
Some people
Yes.
do. Some people
Yes.
poop with the door open even, but I still
I know that.
Thankfully, yeah. Well, but I mean, legitimately,
That's what
door
you-
open, they're having conversations and shit.
That's
like,
what
it's
you do
just-
if you hate them.
No, I can't.
Enjoying your bath?
Really? If I'm having to smell like your shit, it's not a relaxing bath.
No.
And shitting while the room is full of hot, humid
Yeah,
air.
that's just rude.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
That's real rude.
That's like right up there with farting at Carlsbad Caverns.
Well, I mean, I won't talk shit about that. That's actually pretty great.
I think they have signs saying please don't because, it's not
Really?
going to get
No,
out.
I haven't seen.
Well,
Look, you.
I think
Figure
they
it
may
out.
recommend it. I don't know. There's something that,
I've
What are
never
they gonna do,
seen
kick you
signs
out?
for that, but that's funny as fuck. No, you shouldn't.
like a sign of like
You
a
also
leg
shouldn't
lifted with a puff of
Flash your
smoke coming out the
tits
back.
at Carlsbad Caverns either.
Flash your tits at it?
Yeah.
Why
you
not?
should.
That's that
just saying
sounds
you
like
shouldn't.
I'm an advocate. I think they should. I think more.
Is there
more
is there a case study on that
There
you've read?
is a case study.
All right. All right, right on.
Well, you don't want to have lines, right? Tan lines, right?
Talk about natural lighting.
I think we're done talking shit for the day, right?
No. I'm gonna go with, I guess, a 3 to a 4.
Yeah.
I guess if that's how your relationship works, fine. It's not for me. I'm a very smell-oriented person, so your poop does not make me feel relaxed.
Yeah.
It makes me feel the opposite of relaxed.
Yeah, I'm going 5 on that. Fuck that. I will end
it's
a relationship
bizarre.
over that
It is bizarre.
shit.
Yeah, for me.
If I'm trying to
man,
take a shower and my significant other's dropping a deuce right next to me, it's fucking over.
Because you're a fucking captive audience then at that point. Who the fuck wants that? You can't even go, oh, fuck this, I'm out of here.
No.
Let alone, like, you're comfortable enough to actually shit in front of somebody.
Correct. That's my biggest thing. I'm like, really?
That's somebody that's probably used to shitting out in public, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
Like, I remember girls dating. I was joking. We're like, hey, why don't you hold my dick while I pee? Let's see if it works.
Yeah, no, we've
Guess
talked
what?
about that one. That one doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
I
for
think
me.
it's fun.
I do think...
Check it out. Yeah.
I think the system is set up differently for micturating on things to comparative to dropping a shit.
Absolutely.
What's that mean?
Micturating is peeing.
Oh.
All over things.
Well, why are you trying to be so smart? Goddamn.
Because when you let a lady get a hold of your hog, it's going to go everywhere because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing.
No, it's like my dick dude. It's like, nope. Sorry, the fingerprint scan did not work. This is not your hand. We're not pissing.
They're like National Guardsmen working in a fucking admin role.
You know how awkward it is to look down and be like, I don't think this is going to work.
This is not going to work. Probably not.
Thankfully, we don't have that problem with pissing.
Do we need to move along? Because my processing of time is a little skewed.
We're getting close to a half hour.
Okay. Should we throw it? Because we do have LJ this time, right?
We could throw it right at that motherfucking guy.
Well, it's been fun because last time around, I think it's just me and Brandon. This time around, we got the full crew. So clearly, we'll continue other things. Probably not fecal matters, right?
Probably.
But,
It'll be
it's
shit
whatever.
related.
But yeah, so you got the three of us here. Well, you also have LJ coming at you right now, getting the lowdown on what's going on.
Enjoy the lube.
Mead!
For what?
For metal! Wait, I get an intro? Do we have the budget for an intro? Huh. Well, I guess it's one of the perks of using Audacity. What up, metalheads? LJ here once again for the metal update. Sorry I've been absent for a while. It's just I have really shitty timing when it comes to scheduling things. But here we are, once again, here to look at the metal releases for this week, and I bet you are super fucking psyched. And if you're not, well, my hyperactivity from lack of sleep should be some indication as to what we're looking at today. So, first up on this list is Hell in the Club and their album, The Lion's Road. Now, when I first listened to this, at first it sounded like the Terminator's intro or something like that. It sounded really synthy and really spacey, but whenever I started listening closer and listening longer, then I found out these guys actually had this really cool blend of classic 80s style metal along with this sort of fusion of modern rock. It's awesome as fuck, and it's very high powered, and I suggest you guys check it out. It's not thrash, and it's not death metal, but it's that nice line that bands like Cinderella and I guess you could say like, damn, I'm drawing a blank on my 80s bands right now. Well, shit, check them out and let me know what you think. It kind of reminds me of Dokken. Yeah, there you go. Sort of, but not a lot. There's a lot more synth involved, and these guys really know their instruments and know how to really hit you where it hurts. So check out their album. I know that I'm going to pick it up. Let's see what you guys think of it. Moving on, the band Hail the Sun with their album Divine Intertension. See what they did there? Instead of Divine Intervention, it's Divine Intertension. Anyway, these guys, I can't really compare them to anything except for Paramore. It's got a male singer, except though, and the guitarist is super fucking awesome. If there's any source of comparison I can draw, I'd say early 2000s, where you had bands like Evanescence and Paramore and stuff like that. Definitely worth checking out. It gives a really different and unique vibe, and their music videos are pretty cool also. Man, I gotta stop watching Decker Shadow movie reviews. I'm starting to talk a million miles an hour like I've been snorting coke. But that's ridiculous, because the bubbles keep burning my nose. Alright, now we're gonna move on to the next band, who is called... Hang on a second, I gotta get the name right because it's kind of funny. It's called Bees Made Honey in the Vein Tree. And I'm not making that up, and I didn't get it wrong. That is literally their name. Bees Made Honey in the Vein Tree. V-E-I-N tree. The album is called Aeon, A-I-O-N, and these guys are classified as a stoner metal band, but I like to think of them as either sludge or doom because they're pretty much that speed. Also, I just want to say that these guys actually sound good. Next time I take a flight on Flight 420, I am totally listening to these guys' album front to back. You can bet your bottom dollar on that shit. All right, let's move on to the next band before I head out of here. We got some good ones on this list. I'm kind of surprised they didn't throw some like pop punk or hip hop shit in there. Good job, Loudwire. You're getting your shit together. I'm so proud of you. Here's a plug nickel. And speaking of plug nickels, the next band on this list is called Cataclysm. I don't know why I brought that up. They're spelled Katakklysm, and the album is called Goliath. The album is black metal. Now, normally I shit on black metal because it just sounds like noise, but honestly, I like some black metal, and these guys aren't bad at it. It's blast beats all the way, face-melting guitar, and screaming as loud as you can. Based on the night I've had at my actual day job, or overnight job rather, I think this kind of music is music to my ears, and I gotta say, they really nailed it. So if you're into this kind of stuff, or you like your eardrums to bleed profusely, then listen to it. Also, if you're a serial killer, this is something that you might want to wash off the tools and cut up the body with. Wow, that went really dark really fast. Let's go to something even more terrifying and traumatic. And nothing is more traumatic or terrifying than German metal, with the band Megaherz, Megahz, for the ease of finding them, and their album In Teufels Namen. And I know this because I listened to the song and I looked at the lyric video. So In Teufels Namen is the name of the album. And wow, they sound fucking amazing. I actually like these guys, and I'm going to go ahead and put them on my shopping list. So, if you're into a band that sounds like Rammstein but isn't Rammstein but is still fucking good, I think that you ought to go and check out Megaherz, because the only alternative is Megahiz. And that's all I've got for this week. So you metalheads go out there and circulate your money into the metal economy so that we can have more cool, obscure bands for me to review. Thank you so much for listening this far into the episode, and take it away, Mead Hall. I will see you fuckers next time. See ya!
What are more people using to help their cars last?
Quaker State Motor Oil.
Sure, Quaker State. Hey, Quaker State.
Quaker State. What are more people using to help them avoid expensive engine repairs?
Quaker State.
Quaker State. What else?
Quaker State.
Quaker State.
Quaker State helps cars last. Maybe that's why Quaker State's the best-selling motor oil in America.
Cock rock at its finest.
Whee!
Look at that old bastard. Looks like Gene Simmons,
Yeah, I
but
was like,
mid-transition.
Who is that?
Geneva
A lot of
Simpson.
makeup on.
A lot. Like an
an
real
unnecessary amount. Yeah,
Ooh,
agreed.
what the
It's a
hell is
lot.
going on?
I'm like, bro, you did not need to go that hard on your makeup. Who did that to you?
That's King Cobra, not to be confused with the piss liquor from the 90s. What was that, malt liquor? Yeah, King Cobra.
oh, I don't remember that. I
there's-
remember Mad Dog, but no King Cobra
Man. Well, Mad Dog was wine, though.
here. Oh, fair enough.
And it tasted like dirt.
King Cobra's like when you couldn't, afford, OE, right?
Oh, well,
Like some of that old
really?
English.
You can't afford Old English, so you get King Cobra?
That shit
Yeah.
been officially
Fascinating.
replaced by Steel Reserve as of, I think,
Oof.
still now.
Fuck.
Steel Reserve is the King Cobra.
I still feel
Okay.
like I've
You,
never.
you drink a 40 of it, you have a headache.
God.
Guaranteed, like right after
I
you're
get
done with it.
almost all malt liquor does that to me. Not Colt 45, that does not.
Wow.
And
Mickey's.
And Mickey's. Those
Yeah.
are the
Mickey's
two.
is good.
Those are the two. Now, once upon a time, our little I was going to say liquor store, our little grocery store down there used to carry Mickey's, but they haven't since before the pandemic. So
Oh, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
I will make a fucking trip somewhere to pick up a bunch of Mickey's.
It's
Big
the
Mouths.
only malt liquor at one of the few
Also
that like comes
sells
in a
it
6-pack.
still in a
No
40.
way. Oh, in a 40. Yeah. Well, I'm
Oh,
talking
sorry.
about the hand grenades.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What? No,
The
you
big,
can't
Mickey's
drink
Big
it.
Mouth.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
How
they have the-
maybe.
And
I
they have
don't
the
know.
little fucking puzzles under every cap, to
gotta
I've
solve
only
those
ever done
riddles.
them in 40s. I have really good memories of some of my friends doing Edward 40.
Oh my
hands
God,
and
I was
laughing
just
my
about- yeah.
ass off at them. Have
Wow.
you ever seen anyone play Edward 40 hands?
Basically, you duct tape 240s to your hands.
And they can't
right.
piss or do anything until they drink the 80 ounces.
You got to have 80 ounces of
80
piss in you.
ounces of fluid into their bodies before you get it taken off. It was so fucking funny.
Young
I was
people are
dead
so
inside.
stupid.
Oh, they are.
I
Oh,
usually
they're the
have 5
dumbest.
tall boys for my first pish anyway, so I'm playing that game.
Break
with
that
next
seal,
play.
and then I'm going to maintain. It's like 16 in, 16 out.
So, how are you going to spend your dinner at the Romstein's house?
The Romsteins. Did LJ do it again?
He did it again. Oh, God, I love it. I love it so hard.
So you can do this thing on Google and look how things are pronounced. I do it really regularly with medical terminology. Just some insight into that.
Right. Well,
That's how I learned how to say fallopian.
that's how I know how to micturate on people.
That's right. Bringing that IQ level up on the podcast.
But, well, I shouldn't bust LJ's balls too hard, but he talked about Sepultura one week, but he
Yeah.
pronounced it Sepultura, which has been kind of a running joke for Brandon.
Yeah.
Come on, LJ.
But also it's Ramstein.
Ramstein.
And also Ramstein is a place.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And if you want to be more technical, it's Rammstein.
Yeah.
yes, we can get
If
real
you want to be Brandon.
real German with it.
Hofbrauhaus.
Look, man, I don't know who else at this table. Wait, how German are you? I'm actually curious. I'm 45%.
I'm not.
I'm a lot.
Oh, I thought
I'm
you meant.
almost.
I
I'm
thought you meant
almost,
linguistically.
No,
I thought.
no,
No,
like
I'm not.
genetically, I'm almost
No.
half German.
None.
Wow.
Yes.
Like none.
The majority.
The side I'm supposed to have the German from because I'm interfamily adoption. No, I'm not. I'm not.
Not at all. Yeah, I am
got-
45%,
I'm
like
pretty-
25% Czech.
Oh, wow.
See, now I haven't done any of that shit because I refuse to concede my fucking blood to
Well, all you got to
corporations,
do
but-
is send
They
a
already
stool
have my
sample to
fingerprint.
Ancestry.com.
stool sample.
It is not a stool sample.
Well, that's how I did it.
Oh my god.
They would immedially assume you're a
It
critic.
is it is a buccal sample, sir.
Oh,
It's a cheek
that's
swab.
for your mouth. No Q-tip in the hole.
none from the back pussy.
No bussy here, man.
But yeah,
Still pretty accurate.
I believe once since I have to do weird, crazy fucking research. Yeah, man, I mostly Scandinavian and Scottish
Okay.
with a little bit of Irish thrown in.
That's cool.
Yep. Irish, Spanish, Scandinavian.
I was more Baltic than I realized. That was weird. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. And then I knew I was Jewish, but that was confirmed. Very little, but
Oh, so you know the
does it come
Rammsteins.
Does it come from your grandmother?
it's maternal. Yeah.
Okay,
So
well, there you
my
go.
uncle is a rabbi, and they had to do they do the genetic tree via the.
So you're gonna get the Hebrew hit squad on you now since you're a witch.
Ooh.
I don't think so. I'm pretty harmless. I'm out here trying to wreck the Christians, not the Jews. No offense. Sorry.
I love that shit.
Sorry, I should be
We
more
ha-
specific. Christian nationalists.
Apologies to all our Christian nationalist
No,
listeners.
only Christian nationalists, not just regular Christians. Sorry.
And there are some around here, and they're
shit.
so willfully
They're
stupid.
psycho.
They're willfully
They're
stupid.
psychotic.
They refuse to accept facts. But then again, it is the post-Trump era where
Yeah, I was like,
where then
we're-
you can say, "Oh, that's not right." It's like what
You
it is.
can
It's like,
lit-
"Oh, that's the facts you believe."
Correct.
Well,
Trump
God damn it,
literally-
aren't facts facts?
Dude, that dude just spews lies from his, I'm going to call it a pulpit, and people believe him, and I don't really know what to do about that.
I don't. I think his next move is to come out and say, "Please, nobody ever drop a vote for me." Period. And he'll get the support of loving millions and millions. Because every time that every time the guy does what you think is a stupid political move, shockingly, his poll points increase.
Yeah, it's weird,
Yeah.
isn't it?
And it's also willful ignorance from the Republican Party.
It's very,
on the Democratic side. Can we get somebody not say I don't know.
over 70.
See-
Fucking
Senile.
like that was around in the
Literally dying.
around in like served in fucking World War II.
Jesus fucking Christ. It's
What
so
the hell?
awful. I cannot.
You ever you talk to people like with maybe traumatic brain injury or something once in a while or
Yes.
something like that, and you can look at them and you can see it in their eyes, and they try to
Yes.
fill in information and
Yes.
sound like they know where things are at,
Yes.
but
And
they don't.
That, yeah.
This guy that's in the
Yes.
White House
Yes.
shocks me like he's that.
Yes.
It's like he's faking it, you know?
Yes. I think so.
And it's mainly because I think that dude's fucking probably got dementia.
He has
2 ways to Sunday.
I feel like he really does have dementia. When I listen to like his when news reporters let him just kind of go like do, 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 do.
Let him
like,
riff.
He does a lot of really weird. There's a lot of, you hear a lot of rhyming and a lot of weird word association, and like that's not good stuff. That's not someone who is capable of really conscientious cognitive thoughts.
Yeah.
So
Taking
anyway,
care of the realm. Not capable.
no, I feel like that's why America is faltering, because most of the people in power are really old. I'm like, how can we expect a nation to flourish when we have all these dying, sorry not to be a jerk, but dying people running our country?
Big change is coming, though, because that generation is moving out. You know,
I mean, inevitably, you can't live forever, no matter how much we've advanced in medicine. So.
Damn.
I don't like a lot of political conversation, but then I'll get people though. Apparently, I am so goddamn middle of the road. Yeah. A lot of people on the left-hand side assume that I'm a Trumper. A lot of people on the right-hand side assume I'm one of them damn libs.
No, you're just a
I feel like you're doing it right.
I'm an observer at this point, because I think the two-party system's rotting us from the inside out, and I think it's fucking terrible.
Oh, man, it's like football.
But I will tell people, I don't think we've had a good fucking president since the 90s.
Yep.
Hey,
Agreed.
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton?
Yep. I loved. Look, I'm too little to remember Clinton much. I remember the scandals, but what I do remember learning in school was that was the last time that we were in a surplus, and we have not seen that monetarily since.
What I've found out is getting your dick sucked in the Oval Office is great if you're a Democrat, but if you're a Republican and you're getting your dick sucked in the wait, that hasn't happened. Never mind.
Whoops.
Hey. Little cigar in the old hee-ho.
That's the weird one that Brandon keeps bringing up. Apparently, was that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. A cigar and a pussy? Oh, yeah.
The Monica Lewinsky thing specifically.
I don't know.
No, that was we pulled that up on the last podcast.
Yeah.
He did that. He put it in there and then took it out and smoked that motherfucker.
Oh, well, of course.
Because he's a gentleman.
A little pussy on the lips.
That's what you need when you're...
extra flavor.
A little bit to that aged tobacco.
Well, I think it's a little fucking gross. But that's
the 90s was a great time to be alive.
Maybe. I feel like that was...
I remember well.
I think it inspired White Pony.
Yeah, indeed.
Greatest album in the 90s. Well, actually, it's 2001.
So we got any birthdays today? Like any matriarchs of certain households?
Anybody important, awesome, and cool?
Yeah, your grandmother.
Yeah, fucking A right. 87 years on this earth.
Ow.
Right on.
And I'm here hanging out with you.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the only good birthday today, though, because the rest of them kind of suck.
Oh, well, that sucks.
You got Terry Bollea.
I don't even know who that is, man.
Yes, you do.
Oh.
Let me tell you something,
running
dude.
Wild. He's running wild.
Take your vitamins, say your prayers.
Look here,
Hulkamania
brother.
running wild, dude.
Look, brother. Hulk
Hogan?
Yeah.
Oh!
Hogan? I like you said it like Werner von Klimper. Hogan? Colonel Klink.
It took me a second. Sorry.
I guess you are a little German. All right.
Yeah.
Well, moving on.
But yeah, Hulk Hogan's birthday is today. I don't know how old he is, but he's fucking late there.
85 years
fuck.
old.
85?
No, he's not. He's
Oh,
not.
I was like, there's no way
get the
that
fuck
fucker
outta
is
here.
85.
I want to say dude's like 70-something.
Yeah, I think 70s is appropriate, not 80s, though. There's no
70.
way.
70.
Okay, cool. There we go.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well,
that makes sense.
70 years of age, and that guy not too long ago was embroiled in a controversy involving banging some shock jock's wife. Not that long ago.
And that wasn't even the big part. It was the fact that he was dropping N-words.
Well, there's that.
Repeatedly. And I was about to say, and in a really bad way.
In a
it's
bad
already
way.
pretty bad.
Not the positive way we always expect.
Yeah, I guess.
Like the Cat Williams uses, right?
He was talking about his daughter, man, if I ever, you see her with, just can't trust that.
Oh my God, I forgot about all that nonsense.
It was the post-fuck
Jesus
glow. They were chatting.
Christ.
The post-fuck glow.
Yeah, well, you either nap or chat or leave.
That sounds like a great name for a fucking dubstep band.
That is a Lord of Acid song.
Wow.
Post-fuck glow.
The old PFG.
Woo!
You know it's cool when it's an acronym.
Shit,
else?
man. Well, a guy that now I used to think he was stupid, And then I realized, actually, he's really, really smart. We do this shit whether 3 or 4 people and their dog listen to this shit or 1 million. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's fun.
Because this isn't, we're not even ever even on the precipice of thinking about monetizing. Because this is to unload our shit.
Correct.
If you're listening to this, hey, you're just getting a little peek into the life. But one guy that I used to think was a fucking just the biggest jackass out there, and it turns out I think he's really smart. But it's also because if you go extreme right and you're a bro, well, man, you're going to get a lot of fucking subscribers. And the biggest, dumbest bro, who actually is quite fucking clever, is Joe fucking Rogan.
Yep.
So you got Hogan and Rogan today. Not that either one of them have had controversies with the N-word, huh?
Yeah.
Both of them. Both of them.
They're both cringy. It's fine.
Now Rogan, I think Rogan does it because that's how he fucking betters his bread.
He can monetize that shit.
Yes.
It's crazy.
But that's the whole thing, and he doesn't go completely into the crazy dumpster because
he knows that he can't go too far.
Yeah,
right?
because then you
There's
can't pull it back a little.
Yeah, exactly.
So he still has occasional, rational people on.
Not a whole lot, but yeah, he disturbs me. Between him and Andrew Tate, I'm like, holy fuck, we're completely fucked.
That's the extradition guy, right?
I don't know. Andrew Tate
coming from Romania.
He's yes,
extradited. Yeah.
Yes, I guess we extradite him to Romania.
I think
thought he got caught in Romania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we got him back here yet or if that's still pending
because he
or what,
committed his crimes there.
Oh, that's the dude. It's all like, man, men need to be back to where they were, and women need to be back in the kitchen type of shit. That guy.
Very much, very misogynistic. Very. Basically, he's
Sounds
accused of. Yeah, he honestly, a bunch of Christian nationalists would love that man. We'll just put it that way. That's without me getting into.
But he's kind of gross, right? Didn't he sexually assault some people and shit?
Sexually assaults, but then also he's been accused of, like threatening people to do sex work. So like putting them in.
So he's a human trafficker.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Rapey,
that's real nice.
Trafficking. Yeah, very much like he does. I forget. There's a term for it where you act like their boyfriend and you kind of like scoop them in. And then you channel them into doing sex work.
Fucking gross.
And yeah. That's what he does. I forget what there's an actual term for it, and I can't think of it right now.
Budweiser Beavis?
He's gnarly.
More than likely.
But a bunch of angry young men really think he's awesome. So.
Wow. I still always go back to it's like, man, what would happen to the world if we didn't have the internet for like a week?
I think it would be good. People would unplug. They'd chill the fuck out. Some of their neuroses and psychoses would chill for a second.
I mean, I have a manager that I work with that we open in like 3 minutes.
Uh-huh.
She's like, oh my God, I have to go home and get my phone. I'm like, why?
What?
Why?
Can't be without her phone for the day.
Just
or
couldn't.
for the half day
Just
until
could
she
not.
goes to lunch. Really?
Just
that
couldn't
bad?
do it.
See, it's interesting because I recently went in a hiatus where I took Instagram and Facebook off my phone.
Lovely.
It was beautiful. And now I've brought them back, but I literally have them on my second page where they're not immediately front and center.
Yeah.
And I have notifications turned off. So I'm
That's
only
even better.
checking Instagram and Facebook once, maybe twice a day.
Yeah.
And man, I have to tell you, my life has improved exponentially.
Yeah. I mean, isn't it great to not like fucking know everything that's going on in the world?
It's really nice. And to doom scroll and to compare
Yeah.
and to just waste time. Like it's so crazy how much productive things I can do with my time when I'm not wasting it on the internet. It really is. It's wonderful.
I mean, back in my day, we only knew what was going on in the world if we're watching the 5:30 World News Now.
And that's fair. And I know some people unwind by like scrolling through the internet, and I think that's an understandable thing. But I've just discovered more and more it's actually the worst way to try to unwind.
It is. Man, I find if I actually get a little too high, I can't fall asleep right away. So the way I try to,
you get on your phone.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
It's fucking terrible.
Especially if you get on news, because if I get on news, I'll just be up all night. Like I just won't go to bed. Like it's awful.
I don't know.
I have to stay away from the news.
I think. I'm keeping the only reason my Facebook account is still open right now is because of my job.
Yep, your job. Yep.
But wow, if I don't know, I do have a backup, a little sleeper fucking profile that I can always do that, and then that way I can get the fuck off of Facebook. But the downside is that
Ruben Jr., you got one of those?
No, mine is a sleeper. Ruben went out and created a new one. I said, holy shit, did you get hacked? No, he just needs to keep his life out of his, what do you say, for some family and friends.
Yeah, friends and family.
I'm like, oh.
Talking shit on things he posts. Like, well, I need one just where I can post what I want without retribution.
Well,
What the fuck?
start blocking people, or
Yeah, fuck
change who
those
can
people.
see things.
Yeah,
and
fuck that shit.
I do that every once in a while. I was like,
God.
man, there are certain people I don't want fucking even commenting.
That's
so
fair.
if I
You'll
post,
block 'em off of it.
if it is one thing, it's like, man, I don't do that with all of it. As a matter of fact, I rarely do. But when I do, there's a reason for it.
Sure. That's fair.
I don't care enough to go through that.
Well,
That's
you only post profile photo changes
Yeah.
temporarily when people
When
fucking
people
die.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this person died.
The funny thing was today I was going to change it to a photo of my grandmother.
Oh,
Holy
please don't
shit.
do
But
that.
I did it.
Yeah, I'm
I
glad
would've
you
had a
didn't
fucking
do
heart
that.
attack.
Exactly,
I would've
'cause,
literally
like,
been like, bro, what the
I'm
fuck?
like, nah, man, it's just her birthday. It's fine.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
you set too much of
literally can't do
you've set
that.
too much of a precedence,
Exactly.
Grim Reaper.
Yeah,
well,
sorry,
you
man.
know.
You can't do that.
I-
The only way out now is to like start posting whimsical fucking memes,
Yeah.
and then change up your shit to different profile pics that are just you, and then you can get away with that shit.
Oh,
Whoops.
yes.
You have
Fuck
set the
that
stage.
phone, bitch.
You have
Yeah,
set the stage.
I have tailored my Facebook audience to just expect death notices.
That's it. That is it.
I was going to change it for Robbie Robertson. But the band it didn't really resonate with me. I heard him here for the first time.
It has at different times. I wasn't really going to bring that guy up because I think you bring about some bad karma on yourself if you talk shit about somebody, especially if they're just recently departed.
Oh, whatever. They're dead. They're out of a body. They're
Well,
lucky.
the thing is that Robbie Robertson, at the end of the day, wasn't actually a good human being.
I don't even know who that is. I'm gonna
The
be
band.
honest.
It was way before your time. They had their last show ever was Thanksgiving Day, 1976.
Oh, God.
It was called The Last Waltz, and that was it. And then they broke
Yeah,
up. And
my
moved on.
mother was 7 years old.
The entirety of the band, they were all formed in Canada as
Okay.
a backing band for this one blues rock guy, but they eventually just became the band, especially once they really kind of hit things off with Bob Dylan, and that really opened some doors for them, especially south of the Canadian border, and they became huge. And but it was folk rock, I guess,
Okay.
Americana, I think we
Sure.
call it now.
Yeah.
But up on Cripple Creek was one of them. It's probably still. It's so far before your time. It's probably going to draw. I don't think that there's anything you might actually recognize
That's
that I
fair.
could bring up that they did. The weight. Take a load off, Annie. Take a load, my friend.
Maybe I've heard stuff in passing. I really don't know.
Yeah, but it was one of the best and most talented fucking bands out there ever. Rick Danko was one of the greatest rock bassists in my opinion because of what he was able to do. That guy could sing with some soul and play bass.
Yeah, that's
you know.
usually pretty difficult.
Levon Helm, the drummer in the band, talented drummer, great fucking vocalist. Starting to see a trend.
Yeah.
Richard Manuel's the keyboardist, and he was one of the few that wasn't actually really a huge contributor on vocal. But
Okay.
and you had Robbie Robertson, vocals, lead guitar, fine. But through the course of after the breakup of the band, all of them went their own way. Medical tragedy happened to two of them. One of them fucking killed himself. I mean,
Oh
it was
my
a
God.
bad
Holy
run.
shit.
It was a bad run for a lot of them. But with each time, Robbie Robertson would go in and basically make a negotiated deal to get their rights to the music that they did.
What a dirty guy.
Yes.
Ew.
Yeah. And it was really, really bad. And
Look, you get what you get when you do shit like that.
Yeah.
That's soul binding shit.
And Levon Helm had said in interviews toward the end of his life, because he died of cancer, 12 years ago, 13 years ago, something like that. But yeah, he'd said, to this day he can't talk to Robbie Robertson because of that.
That's disgusting.
Because he did basically. So that guy held all the rights to all of the music from the band.
That's so gross.
By really bad means.
Yeah. No, man.
So,
You get
so Robbie Robertson, man, I guess rest in the means that you deserve best.
Indeed.
Is that
Rest
it
in
for the
what
band?
You rot. That's
That is it.
He was the last,
one.
right?
Yep.
rest
Damn,
in
last
Funny how
one.
that works out, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, who has it now? His family, probably? The estate?
Yeah.
The
probably
estate,
The
yeah.
estate.
Rad. That always goes well.
That's wild. Damn.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. Where we at?
Yeah, we're about 54 minutes. We got a
Okay.
couple.
So
we want to start winding her down.
UFC shit. Do we care about anything that's going on? I guess we were thinking about doing the pay-per-view coming up here week after Saturday, right? We thought about it. My rule is I don't want to give those assholes $80 of my money.
That's so psycho.
Unless
there are there's a couple of exceptions. But the main one is there better be 3 fucking fights I care about.
Okay.
Or else I'm out. I'm not going to do it.
Are there
Just
3
not gonna
fights
do
you
it.
care about?
there were.
I was trying to claim that there was.
And there's not.
Well, and the main one that both of us wanted to see involving fighter Jeff Neal that we both saw, like his UFC debut in Austin years ago. Yeah, that guy, he had to drop out of the fight because of a medical reason.
Oh, no.
That was the only one. And there was one that's like, I didn't really give a shit, but I was like, well, I kind of care about this.
So now you have no reason to
Now
get
we
it.
have no reason to
Yeah,
buy
that's
it.
a bummer.
We'll be crocheting.
Wrong
Yeah.
with crocheting.
We've bought 2 pay-per-views this year,
Good.
which I think is
that's
about
on
right.
4 for $1 a quarter, and I think that's good.
Wait, hold on. I think we bought 3. Because
We have
the
bought
John
3.
Jones card was in
Oh,
January.
okay.
Yeah, that
Fair
was
enough.
a January.
And
I
then-
keep thinking that was December for some reason. Well, and so we will buy at least 4 because the other addendum is if John Jones is in a fight. That thing's getting
Yeah,
bought.
I know you're a big fan.
Well, only because he's such an
He's
asshole.
Yeah, he's a shitbag.
He's such
He's
an
great.
asshole.
I love a good shitbag.
He's the best to ever do it.
And
You know what I like about him
that
is
weight
he
class.
he's just like, yeah, I'm shitty.
Yes.
And
yes.
I'm shitty. That's just it.
It's like I'm a fighter.
Take
Why
it
do
or
you
leave
want
it.
me to
Yeah.
be a role model?
I'm not a moral compass. Just take it or leave it, man.
That guy
Yeah,
is
I'm here for that.
absolutely right. He's like, that's what the fuck I'm out there to beat people up and make them bloody. And you're
yes.
great with that, but yet then you want me to be a
Yeah,
good guy
be
in
a
the
good
community?
person. Yeah.
I
I
mean-
love it. I'm here for it. I
Yeah.
love people that own that.
And I love it because there's so much hate. There are so many people that hate John Jones. Oh, I hate this guy so much. It's like, well, that makes me want to root for him even more.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the same can't be said for like Colby Covington.
No, because Colby Covington.
He's hated for a very different reason.
Yeah. No, he's got a
Using current political climate to gain fans
That's-
and piss
Boo.
people off. Yeah.
Hiss,
That's
boo,
between
hiss.
him and his gods. I don't care.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, shit, I don't know. Let's see if Colby Covington can get a fucking win somewhere out there. If he
He's
ever
got
fights
that. He's
again.
got that title fight, Leon Edwards.
Is that actually 'cause
Coming up.
Edwards keeps trying to back out of that shit.
It's not. It's. I don't think it's next week's, but it's either next week's or the next fucking
It's coming
card.
up?
Next pay per view. Yeah.
Well, I'll be damned. Well,
Okay.
fuck it. Let's go ahead and call it a day. Huh?
I think so.
Let's go shit in the dark with the door open.
I'm going to pass on that, but that's cool.
Yeah.
You realize this has been mentioned to every episode since.
Well, it's a fucking point of contention.
Sure.
You either do it and you're fucking insane, or you don't and you're normal.
well,
Now, 2 weeks from now, we'll already have another topic that I forgot to bring about.
Oh, boy.
Showering in the dark.
huh? That one I can get behind, especially if I'm drunk.
If you're drunk and like showering at 3 a.m. though, that's not like to get yourself clean. I'm talking like you wake
that's
up
to get the
You
vomit
wake
off
up
of
in
you.
the morning, you start your day, and by God, it's time to get a shower, but I ain't turning that light on.
The only time I've showered in the dark, I was on drugs. So I'm going to say that's, a little interesting.
Yeah. Only time I've showered in the dark is when I had no power, and even then I had a fucking lantern in my bathroom, so I could at least fucking.
Like what the Brits call a lantern, like the great big bastards with a huge block battery in them.
No, this was actually the one my grandmother used to do her homework as a child.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
So I had,
Well, happy
A
87,
relic.
Grandma.
Yeah, no kidding.
gracious.
got through a case of pneumonia, missed 3 years of school, didn't graduate. Smartest lady I know.
Well, it's badass. And the matriarch of what remains of your clan.
Oh, yeah, after that, I guess it falls on me, because it's certainly not going to fall on that motherfucker that shits in the dark.
Barf.
Everybody's fucked.
Oh, damn, did I just let that out that was
Uh-oh.
a family member that did it?
Oh,
God
boy.
damn.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't Grandma.
No, if it was her, I'd be like, well, I wouldn't even bring it up.
Yeah.
Like, she
We
shits in the
wouldn't
dark.
be talking about it.
About 2 weeks, Brandon and Krista. Probably not me, but we'll see. I don't know, maybe. I got to work. So.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh.
Fuck it. Anyway.
Well, cool. Tune in 2 weeks from now. You get the Brandon Krista show.
Yeah,
See the
that's
2-weeker.
interesting.
The 2-weeker.
We'll talk about weed, boobs, and pooping in the dark.
Ow!
Join us.
Boobs are always fun, right?
Yeah, boobs are the best.
Don't ask to be